I get to approach every aspect, or with going and playing music, same way. I mean, it's not like it's a burden or that I'm there to. I mean, I'm there to entertain, but it's not like a pressure to entertain. It's just like God has given me this gift and this ability to do what I love and then just share it with people. I love country music, man. I absolutely love it. Like traditional country music, stuff that is lyric driven, where a true story's being told, and it's not just a topical, I'm on my back road on my tailgate with my, you know what I mean?
What?
But it's, yeah.
What do you mean? That stuff sells records,
It
man.
does, man, but that's not the stuff I dig.
How's mine?
Yeah, it looks fantastic. It's nice and feathered.
Yeah.
It's good. How's mine?
Give him those
Fantastic.
compliments.
How's Ben's hair?
Hey, listen. We don't talk about my hair.
We don't?
Not on this podcast.
What happened to it?
Oh, long time ago. I can still remember.
I had some shirts made up years ago when I was living in Mount Pleasant. It was during like the definitely Black Lives Matter, but All Lives Matter as well. And I made them up as Bald Lives Matter, just in the same format and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
I would just we were walking in town. There's a T-shirt shop, and I said, "Babe, I kind of want to make a T-shirt." She's like, "Go ahead." No, usually she doesn't give me that much control over things to just on a whim
On a whim. Make some shirts.
that say Bald Lives Matter.
Do bald lives matter? There's
Of course
a lot
they
them.
do.
There's a lot of them in my
What?
family.
How can you even ask that question, bro?
There's a lot of them in my family. Like
Yeah.
all my uncles, my dad.
My dad, which he's passed away, but I'm the only one. I've got my second oldest brother will quite often just run his fingers through his thick, lustrous hair and kind of look at me when he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a brother like that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Drives me crazy.
Y'all ever think about a toupee?
No, though I am doctoring up. I'm giving one last minoxidil effort these days. A friend of mine bought me like a 6-month supply, so just going to give it one more Rogaine effort and see what happens.
Yeah.
With maybe the hopes, this is my hope, is that I can preserve it long enough to make a trip to Turkey and get some
Proper implants?
That's right.
Yeah. What about Ben? When are you going to come in with the toupee?
No. I'm more of a hat guy.
Yeah.
And then what you got to watch out for is when I get lazy and I don't shave it off, that's when the hats definitely come out. It's like, do not even walk out the door without a hat.
Yeah. I've been hat fishing since 2005. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not to steal the show or anything, but I burned my head. I got a sunburn when I was on my 16th birthday. We were taking a vacation to Thailand. I burned my head so bad that it scabbed over. I mean, just horrible. I used to have beautiful hair. And then never came back.
That was the
It
activating
literally
event.
came back. Yeah. And I've talked with like, not professionally, but doctor friends, and they're like, no, that's impossible. No, that didn't happen. I'm like, no, I can draw a straight line to the moment it never grew back the same.
You just scorched your scalp?
Yeah.
So you had to spend your teenage years like as a bald boy?
Oh, I was buying beer, cigarettes for the whole crew. Are you kidding me? They thought I was 23 years old when I was 18. Come
Did you have the
on.
beard too?
Our school would allow a mustache.
Oh.
Yeah, so I would do the mustache. Yeah, but then as soon as I graduated high school, I mean, I was still 18, couldn't buy alcohol, and oh yeah, the beard came in clutch. Oh yeah.
Do you ever play around with it, or has it just always been the long beard?
Um,
Do you ever have like food
is
and
this
chew?
is this the Ben show?
I don't know.
So yeah. So funny. Yeah, I used to play around with it all the time. Like would walk out of the shower and have the craziest whatever, And my wife drove my wife nuts. My youngest daughter
Your wife drove your wife nuts?
drove my wife nuts. Yes. My youngest daughter was born. She is 13 and a half, almost 14 now. We're in the waiting room. We're waiting for her to get delivered. And I still have the photo somewhere. I have the biggest mutton chops, and she swore right there, because that's all I was doing, was just taking selfies, taking pictures. I'm like, we're having another baby, and she's like, no, never again.
So it was straight mutton chops, no other?
Nothing.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and I think if I, it may have been the handlebar to the muttons. Yeah, just that grizzly like mechanic with a cigar sticking out, kind of. Yeah,
So more like late 1800s, gonna go butcher somebody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like New York gangster. Yeah.
Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was early 1800s, I think. I've never seen that movie.
Well, at least you got that. You can grow that out. You have that hair.
You got more than I got.
Nice.
Going on.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do what you do.
And now she won't let me cut it. Now
Grown on her.
she's like, no, you look too much like your father. Do not cut it off. I'm not kissing you if you even think about cutting it.
Doesn't want to see that chin.
Well, that's in my back pocket in case, I need to get real serious and disappear.
Oh, it's not a threat. It's just more of a when Ben's on the lam.
Yeah. Yeah, if I shave my beard, you won't recognize me, and you'll never see me again.
I would like to see it, though.
You're that guy. You're that guy that I would work with these welders. No offense, but
Yeah, I come from a long line of welders.
so
None taken.
so I'd be working with these welders, and I have this big beard, and they'd always threaten me. They're like, "Yeah, man," they get their torch, and like, "Oh yeah, but come over here, Ben. I'm gonna trim that up for you." I'm like, "Whoa,
Sounds like
buddy."
a welder, doesn't it? Come over here, Ben.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, my granddad and my two uncles on my mom's side were Boilermakers. That's what they did,
Okay.
like building tanks and welders and special type of guys.
Literal Boilermakers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
it's definitely special type of guys.
I can't weld.
I can't either.
I can kind of MIG weld, like caulk welding a little bit, but
Yeah.
What's that?
like the MIG welder, they call it caulking with
Oh,
welding. Yeah.
Okay.
Where you just like kind of like this, putting down lines, nice and easy. But it still looks terrible.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever really tried.
No?
Uh-uh.
Well, Brian, how you been?
Life is good, busy, as I'm sure y'all are as well. But yeah,
It's exciting.
what's exciting?
Yeah, what's exciting?
Life at the Village is always exciting. Music is exciting. And my marriage is always exciting. And just life, the good Christian life, learning and growing in Christ, man. It's been awesome. It's been since I've seen y'all last, it's been some stagnation and then growth, and it's been a beautiful journey. And I'm in a very, I would say, a growth phase of my spirit life right now. It's beautiful.
How so?
Gosh, I'm finally, I feel as if I'm finally actually walking in the Spirit, being led by the Spirit, understanding what that means, and following the Spirit instead of the flesh. And it's been, growing up in the church I grew up in, that the Holy Spirit wasn't preached a lot, and so it's always been a mystery. I mean, the Trinity is a great mystery, but I'm in one of those places right now where the Lord is teaching me what it means to walk in the Spirit. And so when I read, before I came up, I was reading Romans 8, where that's exactly what it's talking about. And it's just been a beautiful journey. Living out at the Village NAC and working out there with the daily application of the spiritual things that we're trying to instill in our villagers out there, but also learning as we go. I don't know, it's just a beautiful mix of like the intellectual part of learning the Bible and then the daily application of. So that's where I'm at. I'm learning what it means to walk in the Spirit of God. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. What kind of obstacles were you hitting? When you mentioned stagnation.
Me, this guy, yeah, flesh, self. Sometimes I don't always agree with things other people do, but it may just be a personal preference or the lens in which I'm looking at it, or previous experience in my life of how I think things should be handled. But when I get those things out of the way and truly just try to be an instrument of God and get myself out of the way, that's kind of where I am now. So I think the stagnation part, I would say, would be like so many instances in my life where the self kind of rears its ugly head, and I get to really see it and acknowledge it, and know that that's me getting in the way, and know that it's the self. Makes me understand the difference between that and what walking in the Spirit looks like. So the stagnation I would be talking about would be me getting in the way of my own self. Is that making sense?
Yeah, no, it is.
Spitting
Are you recognize that in the moment or after the fact?
It's usually after the fact. Yeah, it's usually after the fact. Though I would say that the intervals are getting closer and closer.
You recognize it sooner.
Yeah, it's almost real time.
Yeah,
it's almost in real
good.
time.
It's good when you can like recognize like, oh, I'm going down the wrong path right now.
Yeah. So I think that coupled with I just started a small men's group at church, at First Christian Church. It's me and currently 3 other guys, but there'll be another guy joining us in October. Just kind of an accountability group, with some anonymity and just accountability and throwing stuff out there that we can't always talk about in front of other people.
Yeah.
Along with some curriculum that they've developed. It's about I think an 8-month program. Reading a great book that our friend Laura recommended. It's The Normal Christian Life by Watchman Nee. If y'all read it?
I don't think so.
It's deep.
Normal Christian Life.
Yeah. He's deep, and he goes, he has a very, he has a way of explaining what a spirit-led life looks like that's very understandable to me and people like me. So you have some great books mixed in with some great Bible studies, some great daily reading program at church. So all these disciplines mixed in with an increased prayer life have made like this day, today, and the last couple weeks since I've really experienced this shift. It's just awesome. It's like, I wake up in the morning and there's so much to do. There's always so much to do. Y'all ever experience that when you wake up in the morning? It's just like, ugh.
Well, I've been going through a phase of like either the day's happening to you or you're happening to the day.
That's right.
So it really depends on how early you wake up. The later you wake up, the more the day's happening to you.
I would agree.
Then,
or you're catching up.
Yeah. Or it's just like everything's a chore. Everything's something that I got to do this. I got to do that. Whereas when you get up early, it's like, I can do this. I can do that. I get the opportunity to do these things.
You're right. And I would say, along with that, what I'm finding is that after I get over the I have so much to do, I'm learning to, as I walk in the Spirit, to as I approach these things, it doesn't seem so overwhelming or difficult or treacherous or just like an inconvenience. It feels like just a beautiful experience where God's teaching me true patience, true kindness, true compassion, to where if I just get myself out of the way and walk in with that mindset and try to be led by Him in everything that I do, that I can experience things at such a higher level. And then also just like the kind of what I bring to all those situations, is just that. It's kindness and compassion and patience and peace and all these things that can only help any situation. I mean, if I approach it the different way, where I'm just in myself and I'm approaching things from just a Brian Winfield standpoint as opposed to a Jesus Christ standpoint, then man, I'm so prone to getting irritable and lash out with words and anger and just So that's kind of where I'm at these days. Now, it's only been in the past, I would say, month that I've experienced this shift, but it's so profound and so undeniable. That I'm just going to ride this wave as long as I possibly can. Yeah. And continue to grow. So, yeah, that's where I'm at, man. And I get to approach every aspect with going and playing music, same way. I mean, it's not like it's a burden or that I'm there to entertain, but it's not like I have to, it's not like a pressure to entertain. It's just like God is given me this gift and this ability to do what I love and then just share it with people. I love country music, man. I absolutely love it. Like traditional country music, stuff that is lyric driven, where a true story is being told, and it's not just a topical. I'm on my back road on my tailgate with my, you know what I mean? But it's
What do you mean? That stuff sells records,
it
man.
does, man, but that's not the stuff I dig. And so I love, and those are the songs that, like when I'm doing cover songs wherever I'm going singing, those are the songs that I sing. I love to sing stuff that I love. And that's the cool thing about music and being able to sing it is that some people haven't heard these songs, so I get to carry the torch a little bit. Of course, it's carrying somebody else's torch of the music they made, and then I'll mix in a few of mine. But no, just with and then doing work at the Village, it never stops. There's always work to be done, and I can approach it from a standpoint of I have this obligation to fulfill, and I'm going to begrudgingly go down and saw this tree or fix this toilet or whatever it may be, or I can walk in the beautiful Spirit of God and spread joy and peace and love as I do it and rejoice as I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No.
So that's where I be in life these days.
Yeah, life sucks no matter what if you have a bad attitude.
Yeah.
It sucks being in shape. It sucks being out of shape. It sucks. Everything's hard.
Yeah.
And so it's really just your mindset.
Oh, yeah. That brings up, I mean, I was digging back into Genesis, right? And what happens as soon as they leave
The garden.
and just kind of meditating on that fact of what it meant after they left the garden,
The toiling.
for the man's part. Yeah.
Sweat if you were out.
It's like, oh, it's right there. All right, Lord. Okay. I get it. I'm built for this. As a man, I really feel we are built for that.
That's right.
You don't think accomplishment was a motivation beforehand?
Say again? I
You
didn't.
don't think accomplishment was a motivation beforehand?
No, explain.
Well, because like men are kind of built to accomplish things. Like we attain value through our accomplishments and what we achieve. So before the fall, like I wonder, was that there? That motivation to build and
I think we're still, we are in Adam's image, right? I mean, we're created in God's image from a spiritual standpoint, but we were created just like we
descended from Adam.
Yeah. So I would say yes. I would say it's still in us. I feel it, don't you?
Yeah.
That sense of accomplishment that we were built to accomplish such things. I mean, we're built to be gardeners essentially and take care of the land, right? and all of creation
and have dominion over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a built-in, baked-in sense of accomplishment when you do see the fruits of your labor. But I think it was probably a lot easier before.
I don't
for sure. I think it was a lot easier. I think whatever sin did to us, man, I think probably you were probably working in the Garden of Eden and you were happy doing it. It was probably a nice, cool breeze all the time. You probably really sweating.
Yeah, they were naked.
I mean, it doesn't even say that they were working though.
But they would have to be, I think.
You don't think they're tending the garden?
I think they were.
I mean, it's by the sweat of your brow, you'll till the soil.
Right, but you're talking about at that point now you're getting seeds. Now you're having to actually make something come up out of the ground. Whereas when you're in the garden, you could probably go around and pick it. But I think there's still, because he had to name all the animals. He gave him a responsibility.
I do
that would be the toughest part.
I do. My kids love naming things. Like every time in the past where we've had puppies for whatever reason or other, like all those dogs are named within a week or two.
Hey, can you find that exact verse where it talks about that we would sweat by our brow? And
that's going to be what, 3 or 4 something?
Because it doesn't sound as appealing or as easy as it was prior to the fall. It's like almost like you're going to plant the stuff and it's not going to come up.
Right. It's not going to be as easy. He said that God said as a woman. Okay, this is what
Down further, I think.
Cursed, beasts of the field. It's talking about the woman. Okay, the Adam. Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. See?
Yeah.
More of a
Thorns
struggle.
and thistles is what you're going to be dealing with
Yeah.
instead of just like beautiful things popping up.
Yeah.
So I think it was still a matter of gardening or being a gardener in the Garden of Eden and planting and sowing and reaping and the whole thing. But
It was probably a perfect ecosystem at that point.
Well, you know, in
seems pretty nice.
after the flood, God lifts the curse on the land, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So no more will I curse the land.
Nice.
So
I
I'm
don't know that
guessing,
I've ever thought about it
like
that.
it was really hard. So one of
I bet it was tough.
one of my thought processes with how God has approached man is after the fall, like he punished hardcore, made the land really hard to deal with, and man did not come back around. So then he set up Israel with a national system that has sacrificial structure where men could, because clearly men wanted to sacrifice to gods. They wanted to burn offerings and do that kind of thing. So God made a system in which they could do that for him, in which that wasn't a pagan fashion. And then that didn't work out on the national level, so he made it an individual level with Jesus.
I like it.
That's kind of how I've always.
Well,
Yeah.
I always thought of it that, you know, every human being has an
Innate.
or inert. You don't know what I was going to say.
What's the difference?
Inert means like inactive, like an inert bomb would be a bomb that's not going to go off because it's
Okay. And innate.
dud. Innate would mean like
A natural sense to
a
do
natural,
something.
yeah,
Okay.
and like built into you.
All right.
Yeah.
And innate, an innate, you know, desire to worship something.
I think yes.
I think that's baked. It's baked in. So with that being said, as you mentioned, you know, these other human beings that were not God's chosen people were worshiping other deities.
Because they're wired that way.
Yeah, because they're
To
wired that way.
worship
I mean,
something.
You even look at nowadays when you get rid of God, you still end up worshiping something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whether it's in communism or humanism or pick your angle. There's still something that becomes your God.
Yeah. How beautiful that God, in the form of Jesus Christ, revealed himself to us like a personal God, that we can know him personally.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love. I was at a 4th of July party, and I was talking to a girl, and she's Jewish. She did her like Ancestry.com, and 99.9% Jewish. And so we
Okay.
got to talking about stuff.
And she didn't know.
She kind of knew, but I think she wanted to brag a little bit on how
Gotcha.
Jewish she was.
She wanted to be extra Jewish.
Yeah. But she struggles with it. She doesn't know God. She says she prays, but she doesn't really know who she's praying to.
Well, is she religiously?
She gave me the levels of Jewish kind of like the Hasidic Jews, right? Is that like the top, like with the curls and the hats, or
Okay.
yeah? And then the devout
different
Jews
sects.
would be and then she's like the bottom level that just know they're Jewish but doesn't really
Non-practicing.
go to temple. Non-practicing, yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
And so I wasn't ready to get to Jesus just yet, and I was guiding her towards Yahweh. Is like, that's, just go back in the Bible and read some of those things. I mean, he revealed himself to y'all. I mean, it's important to know who you're praying to, and that's what I love about Jesus revealing himself to us in the scriptures, that we get to know him I get to know him on a personal level. I don't have to ask questions of like the character of God or what he did for me or why should I follow him. He's right there, just in peace and love. Now, on the other side of it, it would be difficult to be Jewish because it was all discipline, right? They were just constantly being, going by the wayside and being disciplined. And that's part of being the chosen people, I think, was to show God's wrath when we do mess up. And so it would be difficult to be Jewish, I believe, in that sense that it was all about being disciplined by God.
Well, I think they had a rule structure in place. Now, like in Judaism, they do add a bunch more extra rules around the law to protect the law. But the law itself, I don't know. I think we all kind of keep it on more or less a daily basis. Like, when was the last time you broke the 10 Commandments? outside of like what you feel about Sabbath days and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. But maybe because it's a theocracy. If we look at our political system, right?
There we go. Let's look at our political system.
Listen. I am not. I only use it in contrast to a theocracy, right? And so when man gets a hold of such things, because it became 613 laws that they had, right? Which it was initially the 10 Commandments, and then they came in with different amendments and all kinds.
Well, the 613 would have come from Moses via God.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they came from God.
Yeah.
But even then, I think with the Sadducees, the Pharisees, they polluted the system a little bit and turned it into more of a power structure, right? Just much like our political system. That's all I was going to say about our political system.
And Catholicism and any reigning power, no matter whether it started in a good place or a bad place, like ultimate power ultimately corrupts.
That's right.
I love
Every
that
time.
I love that parallel though that you made though, because you're exactly right. Who benefits from the current political system that we have? It's the ones on top that are moving and shaking and are knowing how to move within that.
That's right.
The loopholes,
Yeah.
right? And
Which I don't. I just hang down here at the bottom and stay out of it as much as I possibly can.
Live life.
I voted for the first time. I think I don't know if I told you all that last time. It was the school board election here in Nacogdoches.
Yeah.
I voted for Cheryl Brady. She's my friend, and I was like, she's Laura and Cheryl both are into politics and know the importance of voting. And I was just like, well, for a while, I'm a convicted felon. I was just now gifted the right to vote.
Oh,
recently.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. But it didn't really matter because prior to that, I never voted anyway. It just wasn't a big thing to me. But Cheryl is such a great Christian woman, and I know to have her in a position, especially with our school system, that it would only benefit our school system. And so I said, Cheryl, I've never voted in my entire life, but I'm going to vote for you. So yeah, that was my first time to vote.
Cool. Well, that's politics at a local level though, which in a lot of ways matters a lot more than national and state levels where how much there are certain things that can affect your life, but the local level really affects your life more than anything
For
else.
sure. I agree 100%. This is where I hang out and do my business and my recreation and just drive around and hang out at. So
and the school board is where your children learn.
Yeah.
I think we discount how much kids the importance of that aspect of their lives and just sending them off to be raised by other people who you don't really know.
Yeah, it's true.
So
yeah, we had Brad on.
Brad Mall?
Yep. Episode
42.
42. Okay. And really kind of shed some light to me, at least, where I've also kind of fallen into the side of non-voting, right? Of I live in a red state, but to that point, I think we need local elections and local things could definitely be highlighted. I think young people at least, middle-aged people, I don't know where we fall. But I think
I just turned 50 this summer, fellas.
I think we need to start really kind of showcasing and seeing what implications could be if you actually did vote locally versus pie in the sky trying to change national elections and trying to do anything at that level. It's really we got to change. We got to change things here locally. Not that this is a call to action, but
sounds like it.
Well, it was
maybe you and I should encourage each other each time a voting cycle comes around.
Yeah, maybe. But it was just more in talking with him, it was kind of shedding some light on, okay, yeah, we could definitely, if I went in, what did he say? Every Tuesday they have a meeting and voice my opinion. Even just doing that,
it's just being involved.
Yeah, just be involved. Be a part. Don't just be a bystander of your community, but be a part of it.
Yeah, well, the cliche adage, you may not take interest in politics, but politics will take interest in you.
Yeah. Well, and here I think it's more applicable here recently as well because with the church that we attend, I was explaining this to somebody about, hey, it's not about the elders, it's not about the pastor for us. Me and my family have been to a lot of different churches. Growing up as a missionary kid, I've been involved, seen behind the curtain, if you will. And I wouldn't even say I'm necessarily church hurt, but when you go to a church with the intent of creating a community of fellow Christians and trying to help each other out, I think that changed the whole dynamic of, well, if a rumor goes around about that church and, oh, that pastor did this or whatever, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe we should call him out and get another pastor. I'm not saying that's the case, but you get what I'm getting at. It's like, it's the community.
That we should strive for the community.
For the community
I love
aspect.
it. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah, I feel like you should not be going to a church based solely on what your pastor is preaching, or if you like the pastor, whether it be for or against recent.
Sure helps. You know what I mean? It helps if you
helps.
like the preacher and
it's
if
a
you
cherry on
enjoy
top.
the messages that he brings. But I think you're right, man. That's what a community of believers is about helping each other when you're down, them helping you when you're down, being the hands and feet of each other, being like-minded and things, and then pooling your resources, for whatever it is that that the church is trying to, promote, whether it's missions or whatever it may be. So yeah, I think that's huge, man, because I think the focus does get shifted, or the focus is on either the preacher or the worship, the music or whatever it may be, but it's about the congregation, and your preacher should be the first one to tell you that, I would think, that it's not about him. I mean, a preacher that I would want to listen to would know that he is the least important person there, I would think.
I mean, that's what's true about politics too. Like,
it's how it should be.
yeah,
right?
the least important person is the person in power because they're serving the people. And this is true for any power structure.
It seems like the founding fathers kind of had that idea, right? That they had a responsibility to serve as representatives, right? I think that's what.
Yeah, because the alternative was tyranny.
That's right.
It was living under a monarchy that was, taxing your tea at 2%.
With
That's what they were freaking. That's what they were freaking out about, was 2% taxes.
Was it 2%?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Very, very small.
They'd be upset today.
Yeah.
they would.
Oh, yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
Does that mean we should be?
I think we're pretty complacent. I think societies everywhere are pretty.
I think so too. I take the hits in that regard with taxation and with different things, because my normal everyday life is pretty. I feel like the government's not really involved with my normal everyday life. Or maybe they've just beat me into that submission where I feel that way. But that's honestly why in the past I haven't been involved with politics, is because it didn't matter who really was president back in the earlier days. It seems to matter a little bit more these days. But it didn't matter. My life didn't change very much on a day-to-day basis on who was president or who my senator was. Or
I kind of do think it's still more or less the same way.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's just broadcast.
You think it's a fake pendulum swing?
to some extent, yeah.
Yeah.
Things didn't really change a lot between the last. Well, there was a lot of inflation, but things didn't really change a lot between the last administrations and how we live our lives.
Yeah.
Since Clinton or Reagan, really, things haven't changed a lot.
Yeah. I just think the coverage, because it's so 24-hour news.
It's a media
and so-
cycle.
yeah.
That's a business right there, all on its own.
Right. That's exactly
24-hour news cycle.
Yeah.
That's
the difference.
What
I
is the
think.
business if you have no news?
Yeah. Create it.
I mean, we can't just
Make it.
It
Anchor
can't
it.
all be positive, puppies, rainbows, and sunshine.
Used to be sometimes.
Yeah, well,
At the end of the broadcast, maybe.
mm.
You're thinking Anchorman, where there's like a squirrel skiing on water or something. It's some fun-loving little
I
puff
mean,
piece.
shoot, even Taylor Swift's engagements on the news.
That's a big one.
I mean, that's our monarchy, though.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, our monarchy is the celebrity culture in this
Ooh,
country.
Interesting take.
That is.
Okay.
Expound, sir.
Okay.
Well, the way they look up at the queen or the king. I mean, there's no queen now. Well, there is actually a queen, I guess. But Elizabeth, and the way they romanticize that culture over there, like we do to some extent over here.
And the same thing. There's no real power that they're given.
No,
what I mean?
well, but they have influence.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that they all show up and campaign for different politicians, and politicians pay them to be there because they have influence over people.
Yeah.
However, there have been multiple studies that show that people who are obsessed with celebrities are less intelligent.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, hashtag Taylor Swift. Yep, we're going viral.
I mean, there's country music for you. Is Taylor Swift the country music star?
I think she started out that way for sure.
She started out. I'm asking you how you feel about her now.
Is she a country music star? No, I don't know. She's a pop music star for sure. Yeah. I think she's a good songwriter, makes good music.
Yeah.
I think there's all kinds of different music out there for all kinds of different people. Like I was talking earlier about loving traditional country music. That's what I love. But the country music we were joking about, other people really enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
They enjoy it. It kind of gives me an idea of their musical taste, I mean,
At what point is it subjective or objective? Like objectively good, subjectively good.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
At what point?
Yeah. I mean,
Time.
Because, explain.
Time. I think if an artist or a song or a genre can outlast time itself, you've got Beethoven that's still very, very popular. You've got,
So longevity.
longevity. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that is the ultimate test. And needless to say, we won't live long enough to see the flourishing of what that even looks like, because within our lifetime, the 2000s is already playing as oldies.
The cycle's moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
No, and the 2000, like the songs from the 2000s are as old as songs from the 80s were in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So it's time will tell.
Mm.
And maybe that's why keeping track of maybe that's all the data that Spotify's gathering is for some time capsule later on in the future.
You do know that What Does the Fox Say got played a lot.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that
What
a good
is it?
song? What Does the Fox Say?
what does the fox say? No. Oh.
There's this 2013 like super popular top of the charts. It was they're Norwegian or they're Swedish,
Yeah.
Danish. They're Scandinavian band that just does like spoof kind of songs.
Yeah.
Like they did one about yogurt and one about playing the toot. You definitely can't play that. I'll have to clip it out. We can play it real quick, but you have to clip it out.
What does the fox say? Is that what we're
Fox
going
said.
with?
Yeah.
Am I glad that I missed it, maybe?
I don't know.
Yes.
A
Yes,
billion,
you are.
1.1 billion views.
Oh, goodness.
12 years ago.
Well, there goes your time argument.
But it's been largely forgotten about.
Okay.
Like this all got played back then.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the most basic.
fellas.
It's just the most basic of.
I don't think they planned on it being as big as it was.
No. It was a joke. I think it was a joke.
All their songs are jokes. Dude, they got a song about. Have you heard that song about gluten?
But the thing is, you have to sing these in public. It may be a joke, but you got to take this show on the road, and present it to people. How could you do it night after night?
Oh, could you imagine?
I guess it depends on how much money you're making.
Hey, Ben, you killed us right there at the hook, dog. I was ready to really see
he was
what they were bringing.
he was getting into the music.
Apologies. That was probably where we get demonetized.
Oh no, I'm cutting
okay,
this. I'm
right on.
cutting the music out. Yeah, you can turn it on.
Oh, goodness, fellas.
We're doomed.
I think it's funny though. After this song, a lot of people came out and said, "This is what a fox actually sounds like."
Oh yeah.
They kind of yip.
Yeah, well, I guess there's several songs out there that may not be that silly, but kind of follow the same. I don't know.
Well, you
That-
think,
that's-
you think Weird Al made?
Hey,
a
I was a Weird Al
whole-
fan. I
yeah,
had his
I
cassettes.
loved Weird Al.
man. I mean, but
But
I was
there's a
also
lot
a
of-
child.
There's a lot of cleverness in Weird Al though.
Yeah.
Just because it's clever, you don't think he drives himself nuts?
I don't know. He seems to enjoy himself.
Yeah.
He seems to be living a pretty good life.
Do you ever play that same song and you're like, I'm tired of playing this song?
No. I mean, I don't have a song like that people, I play a lot of restaurants and bars and stuff like that. So it's not like people are coming up, hey, play such and such, where I have to play it over and over again. But no, I don't think so.
Okay. Is there somebody else's song that you're asked to play over and over again?
No. Like I said, usually the songs that I play are the ones that I absolutely love. It's just good old traditional country music that I love. And when people come up and request songs and they hit those songs that I also love, I'm like, oh, yeah, I love that song.
So who do you love?
Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, George Strait, kind of the older stuff like that.
Which, by the way, George Strait, did you see him play, what was it? They were doing a Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, I saw it.
CMT.
I forget what song that he did, but he covered one. I think he was wearing glasses.
Was it Boot Scootin'?
It might have been.
Yeah.
I think he did a great job. And they were like sitting right in front of him watching him do it.
Fantastic job.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Alan Jackson, Dwight Yoakam, a lot of those guys write their own stuff. That's really what I like. Now, George Strait didn't necessarily write a lot of his own music, but 70s, 80s, 90s country. There's some stuff in the 2000s, and then today's music would be like Sturgill Simpson, Tyler Childers, Jason Isbell. It's more guys that are doing the independent thing that you're not going to hear on the radio.
Because Post Malone's taking it over.
He's pretty good, I think.
It is a catchy song. I'll give him that.
How many people are actually listening to the radio?
I will have noticed a lot of
You're right.
a lot of the poppy country songs are about getting wasted.
Yeah.
Amos, do you listen to the radio?
No, maybe. If I get in the car with my kids, they will turn the radio on. Yeah.
Is that because they have lack of experience and taste, and so they just want to play whatever's popular?
And maybe also their friends are into it.
Maybe, yeah.
I'd
be really curious. Stuff. Yeah, because my teenage daughters they're kind of going out of the radio phase. So I wonder if younger little kids are listening to the radio, and then your older generations are listening to the radio.
I mean, we listen to Spotify.
I do too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's like we don't allow the music to happen to us by coming in on terrestrial radio. Like we decide what we want to listen. Everything's got to be on demand. Yeah. Probably part of the problem with the culture is everything's on demand. We're all spoiled.
It used to be different. I grew up in the 80s, really, 80s, early 90s, when radio was king, man. And you were whatever they fed you. That's what you listened to. And we used to, set our cassette quarters up next to the radio or whatever so we could record, the countdown or whatever it was, our favorite songs, and then listen to them when we wanted to. That was the way.
That was your on-demand back then.
That was the original mixtape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember doing your voicemail like that. So probably like
ringtones?
Yeah. Well, okay. So you would put it up, you would play the song on the stereo.
Yeah.
You would start to record your voicemail, and then you would turn it down just a little bit and say, hey, just want to let you know I'm not at the phone. Talk to you later.
I would love to hear some of your recordings.
Yeah.
Do you still have your own voice on your voicemail? You do, right?
Oh, it's super professional.
Do y'all check your voicemail?
Oh, yeah, I check my voicemail.
Yeah.
Mine goes straight to the number. There's no recording.
I don't even bother to leave them anymore with people.
Oh, it annoys me when people do. There's a couple people who call me and leave voicemails. I'm like, God, why you leave a voicemail? Just call. Like, I'll call you back. I saw you called. Yeah. Or I'm getting overly irritated, like more than I should be. Jesus help me. No. But let's just text me. But then one of them, my dad always leaves a voicemail.
Now that's kind of cool.
But he cannot text. Like every time I call him, I'm like, hey, you checked your text? I texted you something. He's like, well, how do I find those?
Yeah, that's the dichotomy of.
I mean, he is 80. So, and yeah, we had him on. He was on a few episodes.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Oh, 2-parter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He goes hardcore.
2-parter.
How was that for you?
It was fun.
Like the experience.
It was cathartic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I got to ask some questions. Got to go over some stories I kind of always wanted on tape.
That is cool. Because I was just thinking, like, to have your old man's voice on voicemail is a great way to, let's say you lost him. I lost my dad years ago. just to be able to pull up an old voicemail, but to have a 2-part
Well,
podcast.
We technically have 8 hours because we did 3 podcasts and we broke the first one into 2. So we got 2 more podcasts.
Well, that's really cool
Yeah.
to have that, to always have that. And for y'all to share that experience. It's really neat.
It was
man.
fun.
Yeah.
It was
Good for you.
But-
Yeah. There's the sentiment that you're feeling right now. I felt we did a brothers podcast with my brothers. And although it doesn't carry the same weight as having your dad on record, I got to hear their vantage point on a lot of different things that I probably wouldn't normally hear just because Amos was in the room and they're talking straight to him. And to have that on record, yeah, you're right. It is something
super
special.
cool, man.
Yeah.
I have 3 older brothers, and I'd love for all of us to just be able to sit down and do something like that.
Well, come on.
Yeah, come on. We'll do it.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll see if I can round them all up.
We can sit around and talk about your hair.
They would love it for sure.
No, there's a few people that'd be because you get to ask questions that you normally would never ask.
Yeah.
You know, about the past life, all sorts of things. You know, you just don't ask. You don't think to ask growing up.
Yeah.
You know, but
Well, and I think we get so busy that it's not something unless you make time to actually go out of your way and say, "Hey, I have a dedicated 2 hours to sit down with you and ask you all the questions you want to know." You know what I mean?
You're exactly right, man.
That's-
Life just blows
yeah.
by. We all get so busy, and it's only on those holidays, Easter's, Christmas that we get to sit down. And even then, it feels like that's so. Like when I'm with family, it's like I'm bouncing around talking to each person. It's so spread so thin that I don't really get in those deep conversations.
it's hard to dedicate 2 hours to a
It is.
solid conversation.
My oldest brother just got his pool installed, like an in-ground nice pool. He lives in League City, and he's a sharp cat, man. An aerospace engineer who's worked on the space station since like its inception, and I think it's coming down in 2027, the ISS. And he could retire now, but I think he's going to wait until it's coming down so he could be there from like beginning to end.
That's pretty wild.
But my point is, with his swimming pool there, maybe I can, just show up and say, "Hey, bro, I got my towel and my trunks. Let's have a time."
How are do you guys do like Thanksgiving and Christmas as a family with extended family like that?
So it's changed over the years. It used to be, as we were growing up, it was like grandparents' house type thing. But now that the grandparents are gone, it's splintered up a little bit. And then, as you get married, it's divided even more, and you have to split it up. But so on my dad's side of the family, we all still meet in Nacogdoches here, and so they'll come. We used to do it at Pine Creek Lodge, which is outside of town a little bit. Now they come. We stay at the Fredonia Hotel, which I actually just booked a gig that Friday at the brewery so that I could, we have options for entertainment. So yeah, walk across the street and hang out. And then my Uncle Jerry rented like CB, Commercial Bank of Texas has a little event room. And so he rented that out so we could watch football and stuff. But that's kind of what we do on my dad's side of the family. We still meet often. But the actual Thanksgiving, it's just broken up a little bit.
Yeah.
To where it's not like it used to be.
I'm curious because you really don't really have an insight into how other people live their lives and how they celebrate holidays with families, and you only see what Hollywood kind of puts out there where everyone's begrudgingly meeting up, and you got that one uncle or that one aunt that you can't stand them, or somebody's always getting so drunk that they're just causing a ruckus, and I talk to friends and they're like, "Oh yeah, I got to go to blah 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 for Thanksgiving," but I've never experienced that myself. Yeah. It's always been a joy.
Maybe you were the drunk uncle or whatever.
Maybe I was. But I was curious.
My wife got some advice one time because she, the advice was create a bingo card of those things. So instead of them being like this, a thing that messes the evening up, instead you just check your bingo card of, mom said
I like
this.
that.
Yeah.
This guy got drunk at this. You know what I mean?
There's a jackpot at the end.
Yeah. Then you just make your bingo card and have a good time with it.
Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
That is a great idea, actually. Oh, I'm thinking product placement. We need CTAS bingo cards for Thanksgiving and
There
Christmas.
you go.
Come on now. Order
Yeah,
yours
man,
now.
I you know what? I love getting to spend time with family. And even I just had an aunt that passed away recently, maybe 3 weeks ago. And, she was 82 years old. She had dementia for like 12 years, and it was really bad the last 5 years. But to see everybody, I mean, because that's my mom's side of the family. That was my mom's sister. They were a year apart and just best friends their whole life. So that was tough on my mom to say goodbye to her sister. But my point is, got to see everybody. Everybody showed up, and we used to always meet. It was when my grandmother died, late or early 2000s, that we stopped going up there to that area, and it's just not the same. I missed seeing those folks, but it was so good to see everybody, man.
We just had the same situation where the uncle passed away, and most everybody showed up for his memorial. And it's been 15 years since my grandpa died. And before, everyone would hub around the grandparents, like you said, and we'd all show up, and now we're just all spread out. And I don't know. The
Such is life, right? I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes.
Well, it used to be back in the day, you didn't leave the area where you were born. So everyone was just around each other. You had your community was your family.
That's right.
And your family was your community. And now there's almost like an intentional divide to spread everyone apart so that we can live our own separate atomistic lives.
It's so easy too. I mean, and like we're talking about, we get so busy with our day to day, and there's so many things to do that, I mean, relationships have to be cultivated, right? I mean, we must tend to them in order for them to grow and flourish, and it's hard to find the time to do it.
There are some of those people though that you see them you haven't seen them for 10 years and you see them again. It's you never.
I love it.
Parted.
I love it. You just pick right up.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? I love it. I have a lot of friends like that. I've been blessed, or actually we've worked to stay in a friend relationship with our core group of friends. And as a matter of fact, I couldn't go last weekend. Several of them went bird hunting in Central Texas, and I had to miss it. But I hated it because it's a very eclectic, crazy group of guys, that are now dads and have settled down. I mean, we used to have a good time back in the day, and now it's one of my buddies just man, he went to rehab, he's got clean, he's been sober for I think over 2 years, or no, over a year. I think. No, 9 months is what he just got his chip. But anyway, he was there hanging out with them, and I would have loved to. Bernie May is his friend. I got to give Bernie May a shout out. He is an inspiration these days. He was an addict for years. I'd say 20 years. And I'm talking about heroin, smoking heroin on a constant basis.
Smack.
Yeah. I think that is smack, isn't it?
Well,
I think it is. But he went to rehab and he's kicked it, and he just went through, he and his wife were getting high together. They both got clean. They both got clean and were doing good. And when they got clean, she kind of realized that she wasn't in love with him anymore. And she left him. And he had every right, or every reason, not every right, but every reason in this world to get high. And he didn't. He just worked the steps. He went to meetings. He's been here recently, I don't know if it's keynote speaker, but the main speaker. But he just worked it. He worked through it without getting high, and worked the steps, worked it with the sponsor, and made it through a very difficult time and didn't use. Man, I'm so proud of that guy. So proud of him.
Yeah.
So you mentioned at the top of the podcast that you've really been kind of the last couple of weeks and months really kind of communing with God and letting the Holy Spirit drive. What is y'all's take on dreams and their impact on God speaking to you through your dreams? Do you dream at all?
Man, when I got sober, it took me a while to dream again. That's one of the things.
Really?
Sober, yeah, you lose the ability to dream. It's a weird thing. And then when you do start dreaming, there's dreams about getting high again, and you wake up with almost guilt-ridden. But I would say here recently, I don't dream all that much. I personally don't feel God speaking to me through my dreams. Now, I do have friends who have even recently talked to me about some of their dreams. He says it's undeniable that, or he feels, yeah, it's undeniable that God's speaking to him. He doesn't understand exactly what it means, and that was part of the conversation, was kind of throw it out there and see if we had some Joseph in us where we could tell him what his dreams meant. But I think there's something to it. God hasn't spoken to me that way. That would be my answer. But my wife, I mean, she dreams all the time and loves to tell me about them, especially when I cheat on her in those dreams.
So cliche.
Yeah. But what about you? I mean, it sounds like you might have something going on.
It's so funny you mentioned your friend using heroin. I had a dream 2 nights ago. My wife is sitting there just guilt-ridden, and she confesses in the dream, once again, this is dreamland, she confesses, yeah, I used to be addicted to smack. And I said, what? Smack? Are you kidding me, honey? Not smack. In the dream. And it was so, and I remember like waking up in like this panic of, wait, what is this, Lord? What are you trying to tell me? I even had to roll over in the bed and Google, okay, smack is what I think it is, right?
Wow.
Like, and I just kind of, at that point, it was in the middle of the night. I said, you know what, Lord? If it's of you, I hope that you remind me of it in the future, and that we can work through it and you can show me what that actually means. But if it's not of you, in the name of Jesus, get out of this.
Well, that's a good way to approach it. I wish I could have gave you an answer just now.
Right.
Was this like deeply concerning?
Well, the way I woke up, it was very like, as if it was real, as if she had just, it was very reminiscent of you joking about your wife saying you cheated on her in her dreams. And it was just kind of one of those things of like, whoa. I had to wake up and kind of reorient myself and be like, okay, no, that was a dream. That was a dream. Right. And confirmed, yes, it was a dream. I asked my wife the next morning. It's like, you didn't ever tell me you did smack back in the day. She started laughing. She said, oh, Ben.
I think when dreams resonate like that, there's got to be some meaning to it. It means something. I think when they resonate like that, otherwise they're just gone. We don't remember them. It's just wash, and that's what the brain's doing, is just getting it out of the system. But I think when they resonate like that there's something to them.
So interesting.
But he's never spoken to me in that sense, in that way.
There's definitely been a couple reoccurring dreams that I have said out loud because they're so vivid, and I think I even have like a somewhat of a dream dictionary, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly how.
A diary or a dictionary?
No, a dictionary.
Okay.
I don't know how biblically
like
accurate
what the different
it is.
things mean.
Yeah,
like your teeth falling out means this, and
yes,
if you're falling,
yes.
right?
Yes.
If you're falling, you're dying or something.
You're
right?
falling if you're driving in a car.
Yeah.
Different things. I think they've proven that they do probably mean you're dealing with something on a subconscious level. Now, what I'm dealing with regards to that dream specifically, I couldn't tell you with. Amos, do you dream like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I dream. Yeah. I tend not to remember them. Like if I have in the past dream journaled. I've been interested in lucid dreaming in the past just because it seems fun. But as far as, I have had some dreams that resonated in a way that you thought, oh, that maybe means something, but never something that was like, came to fruition in life.
Yeah. Well, and
I do. Okay. So the one reoccurring dream that happens every now and then is I will have a dream that like I didn't marry my wife. And so the whole dream, I'm like agonizing, trying to figure out how can we actually get married or make something happen because we didn't get married.
Oh.
Yeah.
So my buddies that he was telling me about is that he's dreaming, and it's always the same way. It's like dark night, wind's kind of blowing, and he said there's this sycamore tree, and it's his favorite tree is sycamore tree, and it's this big, beautiful sycamore tree, and then there's like 2 trash trees right next to it that are blowing up against it and like disturbing it, and then he looks, and the tree is just cut down smooth, the sycamore, and has been felled, and it's just, he says he has this recurring dream all the time.
Wow.
Then there was another one that he said he was dreaming, and there was an old woman and an old man approaching his wife, like in the bed to try to grab her or get her, and he said he woke up and like pushed them both out of the way. And when his wife woke up later, she said she was having like sleep paralysis type. So that one was pretty cool.
That's interesting.
And he's a devout Christian, great guy, and I believe everything that he says. You know, I mean, he's a trustworthy guy. So those are cool.
Trustworthy source. Yeah, it's there's definitely something going on there.
Well, God he always used dreams and interpretation of dreams.
Right.
But he doesn't use them with me, or he has not yet.
Maybe it's it could be one of those skill sets with regards to spiritual gift.
Like a gift, yeah.
Yeah. Especially maybe even interpreting them as well.
For sure. I wish I had an answer to your smack.
Unless you're trying to see something that's not there. That's always been my concern, is like you're looking for things that aren't there.
Sure.
You know, reoccurring dreams are interesting though, because like your mind's clearly trying to tell you something on some level when it happens over and over again.
I don't know that I've ever had them like reoccurring like that.
Really?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, for example,
Darth Vader chasing me. Okay.
Dark side.
Childhood trauma
through houses. It's like a suburbia house, and I'll go through one door and go through another and go. I'm just going through like Simpson style houses back to back to back, and he's just right there.
Still, you have these dreams?
It's been a while. But as a child, was reoccurring like on a bi-yearly.
That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
Star Wars traumatized you.
I don't know. I really like Star Wars.
Yeah, but it just represented the presence of evil and the darkness, and it took form as Darth Vader, I think.
Or I got daddy issues. I don't know. That could be it. It's just there's definitely specific reoccurring dreams. But I'm kind of like you though. It's not very often that I'll even remember my dream at all.
Yeah,
if at all.
I don't like that. I wish I could remember them a little bit more. It seems
well, if you journal, they start to hang on.
Yeah.
If you when you wait, keep a notebook by your
still
bed.
Do it? You still journal?
I don't. It's been a long time. But if when you start journaling, you'll start remembering because you're working the muscle of recall, and then you'll start retaining them.
I should do that.
Yeah. If you really want to ask me what I really probably deep down believe is that it's connecting you with the spiritual world in some sense. Your subconscious is definitely deafened. Your whole body is just, you're out of it, right? How is sleep any different from death, really? And I think there's some ties to the spiritual world. And that, bad dreams may be spiritual warfare. Good dreams may be angels coming in and saving the day. I don't know. And it's how our physical brain and our mind interprets that into this physical real world.
I think I'm glad I'm not plagued, or not plagued maybe as a word, but so influenced by my dreams, I don't have to worry about them. I just wake up and go, all right, let's get the day going.
Well, I mean, maybe, you said the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months, you've been letting the Holy Spirit lead. You never know.
Yeah.
If you start having some dreams, you better call us.
I'll definitely do it, man. I'm open to whatever God has to tell me for sure, in any way He wants to tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you, when you commune with God, is it guttural? Do you essentially write it down? Do you hear Him speaking?
I don't hear an audible voice. I hear Him speaking through His scriptures, and especially when it's right on time, when it's applicable to what's going on in my day to day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, man, there's just other signs of God. Sometimes I look up into the sky and can just He just winks at me from time to time.
Okay.
To let me know that He's there, and He's present. A
little Mufasa action.
Yeah, it is.
How do you perceive that?
Oh gosh, I really didn't want to get into this one, but I guess I'll get into it. So he was definitely trying to tell me something, and I remember I was going to a gig not too long ago, and it ended up getting canceled. And so I was driving home earlier than I normally would, and there was just this big, beautiful sunset, and it was just over, as flat as we think East Texas is. There's some terrain and some hills to it, and this sun, it was just like you could look right at it. It wasn't too bright to look at, and it was just hovering. The sun, it was just about to sink down below the horizon, and it felt like God just looking directly at me and telling me, "Son, you've been down this path before, and you know exactly where it ended, and you don't need to be going down this path again." And it was in a very loving way. And then later that night, same thing happened with the full moon, and it was just right at this horizon. Just above the road and just full moon. And in my mind, that was God looking right at me saying, son, I'm with you, but we know where this is going to go if you continue down this path. So in that way, he spoke directly to me. It's undeniable, and nobody could tell me anything different. It was like he was just looking right at me in the form of really just his eyes, in the form of the moon and the sun. I know that may sound silly, but you can't tell me any different. I knew that the decisions and the choices I was making weren't in line with the Spirit. They weren't egregious, like harmful to anybody, but it was definitely as he's trying to grow me, it's not something I needed to repeat. So it was just an obvious sign from God to say, no, you probably shouldn't do that.
It's nice to get those too.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I think in that regard, that's how he speaks to me. It's also through just through my prayer life and the things that I pray for, and then I see them happen.
Yeah.
I see his answer. But especially in his word, these days, it's he's such an awesome God, and I just love the personal aspect of it, that he loves us all so much that we just get to sit at the feet of the rabbi and learn. That's what I'm experiencing these days.
Yeah, we had a guy on a couple episodes ago that was describing his recent communing with God, and he journaled about it, and it was a couple events that did come true, a couple events that were still pending to come true. But the way he described it was just very allegorical, very, just, but in the context in his life, right? Someone else may have heard the exact same story and not gotten anything out of it. And then, whereas for him, it meant something. And so I felt that was an extra layer of God, like saying, no, just slow down and pay attention. Like, there's stuff built in out here that I have just for you to speak to you through everyday events.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What about you guys in your spiritual walk these days?
And by the way, that's your next song. You need the whole moonrise and
yeah, I think so. Amos, spiritual walk these days?
It's good. It's in general, kind of steady path. I mean, we've been, I don't know. Being a pastor's kid, it's one of those things where like you're so steeped in it, you have been your whole life, that it's hard to like put a stamp on growth spiritually. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can understand it. I haven't experienced it because really I've only been in a deep dive for like 10 years.
It's kind of like, I mean, I don't know if it's a negative term or not, but it's kind of like old hat, where it's like it's the old comfortable thing that's just always been there that you're used to, you would never get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so a steady discipline.
Yeah, and it's more it's like growth with people and like personal growth, sure. It's a hard question.
Ben, what about you?
So as I mentioned previously, I've just really, really been kind of speaking out loud a lot more. And claiming dominance over situations that I know that are potentially harmful to habits that I have, or whatever the case may be. And I'm seeing fruit out of it, whether it be quick to anger, quick to lust, quick to whatever the case may be, and recognizing the path that I got there before, and then out loud just speaking, essentially evoking the power that Jesus died for us to use. But not just like in a solemn, like, yep, it's in here. It's, that's just between me and God, but like actually just physically saying it out loud. And I don't know if that's, I think it's working. I'm seeing the fruits of it.
So proclaiming it, right?
Proclaiming it. Yeah. Literally just, and this kind of goes back to a lot of the, root beliefs that I have with regards to our words have, one day we'll be able to see it, but have some effect on some plane somewhere.
Oh, for sure. I think at the very least, that's a tool of the devil. Like when we keep it inside, we're supposed to speak it out so it doesn't manifest within us.
Yeah.
But when we speak it out, right, he doesn't have the power anymore.
Right.
We're proclaiming the power over him that's been given to us by Jesus Christ.
And I'll even go on a creative, discipline with you to say, I think it actually, if done correctly, could form tangible spiritual weapons for angels to utilize in warfare against.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, so I get pretty metaphysical with it.
Get out there.
Yeah, I love it.
I get really metaphysical with it because there's so many mysteries in this world with regards to the ancient archaeological sites and how they were able to use sound and frequency theorized to cut certain, granite stones and move things with their voices and things. And I think the connection between the two is there's something there. I think there's something there. And even just like writing stuff down, I think there's power in that too. Over the weekend, an atheist agnostic friend of mine had reached out and, we hadn't talked in a while, and I just started to text the gospel as been revealed to me and how it's been working through my life in a different fashion. Still had the through line of Jesus at the end, but with the added, craziness that I'm into, like the crazy theories and things, and say, what if, and I could feel some sort of power coming through that to say, listen, I don't know where you're at. You're a friend, but this is where I'm at. And the words just flew from my fingertips. Yeah, it was something.
That's cool, man.
So I think that's kind of where I'm at with my spiritual walk.
Yeah. How's the music scene?
The music is, man, I feel stretched so thin in so many, that I'm pulled in so many areas that the music sometimes takes a back seat. But I did have, I want to get back in the studio. I've got 2 songs I've written years ago. I lost 2 people very close to me, 2 girlfriends. Within 1 year, I lost 2 people. And I wrote a song about each of them. One of them, while she was still alive, and I want to get in the studio and record each of those songs. I was apprehensive about one of them. It's called Do You Know Her Name? It's about this girl named Kay Crane. And she was absolutely gorgeous, cool as could be. We grew up in church together. But I can't remember what she did at this moment, but she had the tendency that she can make you feel that small sometimes. And so I think she did at that moment. And so the whole premise of the song, or the whole goal of the song, was that I would take as many jabs as I could at her, and the hope that I would one day get to sing it to her and she would cry when she heard it. That was the whole goal, the premise of the song. And I finally got to sing it to her, and she just laughed because she was real cool and she thought it was funny. But it's called K Crane is what it's called. And I've always felt that she passed away years ago. And I felt like I didn't want to release it because I did take so many jabs at her that I didn't want her family to have to listen to it and feel a certain way. But I ran into her son last year, I think. I was playing here locally, and he just popped in with some friends, and I got to talk to him. And then the other song, it's called Memories and Dreams, and it's about my ex-girlfriend Heather, who died in a car wreck. And I wrote it after she passed away, and it's my favorite song that I've ever written because I've never poured so much emotion and like realism into a song, and just expressed everything I was feeling at the time about losing somebody so close to me. And it was really cool. So when she and I were dating, she had a 10-year-old daughter, and she and I weren't living right at the time, and we could have been way better examples, and I could have been a better example to that young lady. So her daughter was 10 at the time, and she reached out to me recently and via Facebook Messenger, and really needed some closure with her mom, losing her mom. And I was there when I was one of the only people that could give her the closure she needed and some of the questions she had to ask. And so she was real cool, and so I called her up on my way home. I was driving home from Beaumont when I got that message, driving home from a gig, and we had an hour-and-a-half conversation. And she was 10, now she's 25, living in Austin, and is just the coolest young lady. And it was just so great to talk to her. And I was carrying, I've forgiven myself from that. I kind of blame myself for some of the things. I blame myself for leading Heather down a path when I could have led her down a better path. And I carried a lot of guilt and shame, and I just thought that Kendall, her daughter, always hated me and blamed me for it, but she didn't. So she was able to release me from some guilt and shame that I felt, and we had a great conversation. So what I want to do is record those two songs and really put my spin on them and put my stamp on them and make it my music and my recording and something that I'm very proud of. And so that's what I'm looking to do, is get in and record those two songs.
Yeah.
I just need to do it.
Got to do it.
Yeah. And I really need to be, what I've learned in the recording process is that I've got to take control and do it the way I want to do it, because that's what I'm going to be left with. Whatever comes out of that recording session, ain't no going back and changing it. That's what it is. So in real time, I need to be very active in the studio and really put my stamp on it.
So what's your recording process?
Previously it was doing whatever Heath Parrott over here at Encore Music told me to, and he's a genius, man, when it comes to recording and music, and he plays several instruments. He's a great songwriter. So the process was just listen to Heath and do whatever he tells me to do, which the music that came from that, I'm extremely proud of, and I think it turned out great, but it's not exactly how I would have done it. I have like I said, I love traditional country music, and with that, sometimes everything's toned down just a little bit. It's a good solid bass line, some drums just quietly in the background, some good strong lead guitar, steel guitar, maybe some fiddle in the shadows where it's lyrically driven. And so that's what I'm looking to do. Just do it exactly how I want to do it. So how I record, I don't know the exact answer to that. My process is to just try to be as prepared as possible. But it's a different animal. Like I can get and play live, like a live show, and just rip it and have a good time. Mistakes don't really matter as long as you keep time, But the recording process, man, you know how it is.
Does it put a lot of weight in that?
And what?
in the recording process.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I mean it's a completely different form of expression. I don't know. I know the last time I went in, I was just I was out of my element. Let's put it that way. And those guys, I mean, they're true musicians and speak the language of music and know how to construct things. And it's a different language on its own. And I don't exactly speak that. I'm kind of a blunt force hammer and nail type guy, but I know that my lyrics are good, and I know that if I express them the right way, then I can make some great music. It's just expressing it that right way. It's hard, man. It's hard to get in the studio and hammer it out and shape it and form it the way you want.
Yeah, because I bet at a certain point you feel like you don't want to waste their time. You don't want to waste your own time.
Yeah.
And then you're getting feedback in real time, and you're like, no, but yes, but no. I want to get this done, but no.
I think the main takeaway I took from my last experience, and it was a great experience, is that I've got to be the composer, the director, the one that's up there really expressing. The hard part is that those guys do speak the language of music and I don't. And so it's hard for me to communicate exactly what I'm trying to glean from them sometimes, but I'm just going to have to get in there and do it. The guys that I will be recording with are the same guys I play live music with. And we've been playing 3 or 4 years together now, and we just have that trust and ability to communicate these days. I think that I didn't have then. I felt just like, kind of like an outsider, like that was their home and I was coming in as an outsider, you know what I mean? And it won't be that way this time.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. The lyrics and the melody for those songs are where they need to be. They're good songs, and I just want to be able to record them in such a way that I'm extremely proud of them and will stand on them, and tell people about them and want people to listen to them. And so that's where I'm at. I want to mention the Village Knack where I work just for a moment. For those that don't know, it's a place, it's a safe place for people that struggle with homelessness and mental health issues. And me and my wife serve there as resident mentors, meaning we live on the property. And it's continuing to grow. We've got neighborhood number 1 is completed. And neighborhood number 2 has 12 homes on it now. It'll eventually have 20, I believe. There's only 4 of them that are currently being lived in, but we've been adding some pieces. We got a big grant from the Bright Foundation. The big ask that we had at our gala, which was for outdoor kitchen / laundry area and bathhouse, we got the money from the Bright Foundation for that.
Okay.
And so that's about to start being constructed, and it's just growing so much. And as a leadership group out there, as the Connie and Laura and Cheryl and the rest, Dennis, who y'all met, and then me and Jonesy, we've really, and it's only happened within the last couple months, really come together in unity, in one mind, and truly excited about what we're going to be able to accomplish because of that. We just had some differences in approaches, how me and my wife come from the background of being recovering addicts and alcoholics, and so our approach is a little bit rougher. Laura has a softer approach, and so we're trying to kind of meet in the middle and incorporate all of those approaches. And I don't know, we've just we got ourselves out of the way and let the Spirit work, and it's been a great place. But the Village Knack, for those listening, check it out. Check out our website, thevillageknack.com. It's a great place. Very humbled and grateful to serve there. That's really, I mean, like I was talking about earlier, like the intellectual learning from learning the Bible is one thing, but the practical application of those things in our daily life is another. And out there at the Village, it's just, we get to really dive into those things, like the practical application. So that takes a lot of my time. My marriage with my wife God bless her. I've had to put her back on the front burner, and that's a good thing. And so music kind of takes a back seat, but I'm okay with that. Still staying busy with playing gigs and getting to play music out there. But somebody asked me, I think it was last week, is like, are you planning to go further with your music and try to get bigger? And I honestly don't know that I put enough time and effort into it to warrant that, or to get to even have that conversation about it.
Yeah.
At this point, it pays the bills. It's how I earn my money, and I'm completely cool with that. But I really do want to get in the studio and make that music, and maybe it does catch on. I mean,
Well, you gotta express it.
that's right.
It's part of your passion.
Yeah,
Well,
it is.
I think if you're already making money to pay your bills doing it, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think so too, man. I really do.
Yeah.
That can't be downplayed, because it's all I've really wanted was to be able to play music for a living. And I do it. And, I'll be the first to admit it's a low level. I would say at if we're going minor league baseball, it'd be either like rookie ball or single A. You know what I mean?
Right.
But whatever. I'm making money and playing music.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I can dig it.
Exactly. Those guys still make a killer living.
Yeah, and they get to play baseball doing it, right?
Talking about baseball, you guys ever watch this Banana League?
Savannah Bananas.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Have you seen it on YouTube? You ever seen it come across?
Someone's mentioned it to me. Someone has.
It might be about watching that the Foxes.
No, you're exactly right. I love that tie-in. It is about as wacky as that.
Yeah. But they're selling out major league stadiums.
It makes me kind of want to go watch a game.
It's like a Harlem Globetrotters kind of thing.
Yeah, very
But
similar. There you go. I think that's it.
Harlem Globetrotters on Smack. Yeah.
There we go. Tie it all together.
It's so wild. They'll stop in the middle of play and just do this crazy
There's choreography.
stuff.
There's choreography, dance. The umpire gets into it and has dances that he does. There's a guy on stilts, clown stilts, the whole thing, right?
Yeah,
they're doing backflips before they catch the ball.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Harlem
Are
Globetrotters.
the games predetermined?
I would say so.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but the guy who started it, if you've ever go check out his story. He's the guy in the stilts and the yellow pants and the yellow hat. He has an awesome story about how it came to be, because earlier on he was feeling pressure to take on a bunch of sponsors, and he essentially said, no, we're going to do it this way. Even if it doesn't make money, obviously they were still making some money. And that's been able to give them the freedom to do the craziest and wildest, things. The funniest clip I ever saw was they were playing in Dodger Stadium at the Angels, and they stopped the play, and out there in the outfield, I guess there's a bunch of rocks or something like that. And all of a sudden this player comes out. He's dressed all in angel garb, and he does the Angels in the outfield angel, thing, the wings. And I'm just like, dude, this is, and the whole crowd's
Cool.
in on it. I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This would actually bring me back. And it kind of back into baseball, right? Because I used to play baseball, used to watch baseball back in the day, but whatever. It's just not my cup of tea. But this is something that I actually would want to get back into or watch and have fun with it. And I'm like, man, I think a lot more professional sports need to kind of take themselves less serious.
I think you're right.
And just, hey, let's get out here and have fun and play and actually be entertaining.
So I can tell you that these days, this has been a big shift for me as well, is that I love sports. My dad was a high school coach, growing up. I grew up with it. I was riding the buses on Friday nights when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. It was a big deal to me. I played college baseball, played high school football. I love the Texans, the Astros, the Rockets, and it's always been if they lose, if the Texans were to lose, it affects me in a negative way for a few days, you know what I mean? But I've had to shift recently to where it doesn't matter that much anymore at all. So the Astros getting swept by the Mariners here recently, this past, Wasn't that big a deal. And it's almost, I'm not going to compare it or put it on the same level as Savannah Banana, like level of baseball or how I view it, but it's pretty close because it's all Roman Coliseum, right? It's all a distraction to keep us from focused on what's important. But it just doesn't matter that much anymore. The Texans, the Astros, or whatever, it doesn't affect me that much. But I've got a big test. A buddy of mine called today, and he's got tickets to go. He asked me if I wanted to go to the Texans game on Sunday, which I would love to go, but then I don't get to go to church. I love my Sunday school group. We're in Philippians right now.
Ooh.
And I'm talking about, it's a John MacArthur. He's the author of the study guide and the study book, and it's just a deep dive study into the book of Philippians. Our preacher's on fire these days, knocking it out of the park with the sermons where they truly just resonate and bring me to tears. I don't want to miss that, you know?
Yeah.
But I do want to go see the Texans, and I'm torn, and I've got to tell my buddy tonight whether I'm going or not.
Yeah. I guess it's is it distraction or is it community? Because like one thing sports can be unifying, like you as a community or a nation are unifying around this pastime.
You're right.
But it's not shouldn't be the most important thing in your life.
I think it's just that. I think it's the level that you invest into it and how much it affects, and how much time are you spending towards it, and what's that taking you away from?
Yeah.
Now, I think if I could now this is all brand new. Like I don't know. What if the Astros make it to the World Series and lose, and I'm devastated? I don't know. But so I think the answer to that is it's entertaining. If I can just use it as a form of entertainment that makes this life better, that I get to enjoy it and not just get wrecked if they do lose, but just go, you know what? That was a great game.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I got to watch that. If I can keep that mindset, I think I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
But that's a big thing for me for sports to take such a back seat.
Welcome.
Yeah. No, it's great.
I grew up in a house where it was called football and
Yeah.
basketball, but we still watched it. Dad still watched it, but he called them those things.
It's funny. My Heath, my drummer and my buddy, he just like when people get into it, he's like, "Go sports!"
Yeah.
It's just like it means nothing to him at all. And the fact that people do get so excited about it to him is funny. It's comical.
Well, and it can be in social settings. It can definitely, if you're not in the group of knowing who is who, and especially players' names or even just.
But that's your investment level.
Yeah,
That's right.
If you're not invested, then you're like, well, I'm not in this group conversation, and there's a little bit of a click atmosphere to it. It's like
It goes back to what we said about relationships. Like everything's what you invest your time in.
Yeah,
That's what matters. So whether you're invested in Taylor Swift or the Astros or your friends, like where are you allotting your time?
And you only have a finite amount.
Yep.
I mean, especially in the course of a day. It's just not enough time to get done what we need to get done, is there?
Why do we need to get it done?
That's a great question. Obligation, responsibility. I mean, the bills are coming in. I know I've got to get some stuff done to pay those. The amount of time, I mean, as we're growing out at the village, that means more people are coming. That means more time I'm going to need to spend with more people coming out there. And then with cultivating a relationship with my wife, that has to be done if I want to be happy.
Yeah.
Or if I want to experience joy and peace in my life.
Yeah.
She and I have determined that happiness is unsustainable or not sustainable. And
You have to define happiness.
a moment of elated joy, just a moment in life that transcends the mundane or the normal. So that's how I would try to explain it or describe it. So we strive for peace instead. That seems like a more sustainable commodity, or what Jesus offers anyway, his peace. No matter what happens, right? No matter what comes, we can have that peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think happiness versus joy as well, right?
I think it's semantics. It's how you're defining the words. Because, like, we all have the right to the pursuit of happiness, by the Constitution. And that's more of
That's the pursuit of.
Correct. No, it's not the right to happiness. Of course not. You can't give that to anybody. But how you're using the word, the pursuit of happiness, it's like more of like, I think it's more in that realm of peace and of like attainment and satisfaction, rather than the fleeting moment of happiness.
I think the reason we just labeled it as not sustainable is because how could you be happy if you're at a funeral?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But the thing is, it's not like being perpetually happy would be weird.
Yeah.
I know some people like that. And it's kind of like, well, are you ever in a bad mood? But they're good people.
Yeah.
But it's hard to live that life. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I think it is semantics. I mean, I think joy is a fruit of the spirit as opposed to happiness just being like maybe more on an emotional level.
It's a perception thing. It's like, how do you, like when the Astros lose, how do you react to that? Do you allow it to make you unhappy?
Sometimes.
And obviously you're going to be unhappy at a funeral. Like, we're here because somebody's no longer with us. If you're joyful at a funeral, then I don't know what to say, but that probably either wasn't a good person.
The fact that they ran the good race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
it depends on how, if somebody dies at 100. I'm just saying that, like, if you're happy at a funeral, either they were a bad person or you're a bad person.
God. Oh gosh.
Anyway.
Well, I think we're about to wrap it up, but I can't let you go without sharing with you a story.
Right on.
A couple years ago, me and my wife, we homeschool our 2 teenage daughters. A couple years ago, my youngest daughter was a part of a homeschool group here around town, and a girl that was friendly with her at one point, they decided they were going to do a newspaper, and they were going to write and type up their own articles, and needless to say, I don't think it ever came to fruition. However,
I think I remember this.
However, they did happen to wrangle a catch of a story, and my wife and I think the other girl's mother did arrange to meet at a coffee shop with a famous musician and interview said musician. And she came home just so big-eyed and just smiling, and we're gonna make it big, Daddy. This is so awesome. We got to interview him and ask him about his life and his story, and so yeah, years pass, and me and Amos are working on this podcast, and we go to this gala that Village Knack is putting on, and we talk to this guy and invite him to come on this podcast, and sure enough, I'll tell you what, Brian, it was no sooner than your episode was out and my kids were watching that she had pulled me aside and said, Dad, that
is so cool.
That's
man.
The guy.
That is too cool.
And I said, oh, okay, well, cool. Well, your dad's pretty famous too. Your dad's on the internet too,
You know what? I don't. My memory's not always great, but I remember that day vividly, and they were so sweet and so nice, and it was just such a cool experience. And I can't believe that was your kids.
So full circle.
Your daughter, was it just one of your daughters?
Just one of my daughters. Yeah.
Yeah. That is so cool, man.
You just never know in this world.
That is too cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Had to get that on the record.
Cool.
Yeah. So the Village Knack.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to find it, I mean, you already gave it, but you can give it again.
I would love to give it again. TheVillageKnack.com. And it is just a safe place for people to, it's a safe harbor for people who've been beat up by the world to just come out there. And we're growing tremendously in spirit and actual, and housing as well. I think more people are getting to know who we are, and so in donations, that's how we operate. So, if you have extra money laying around and you want to find a good cause, we are a faith-based nonprofit, and it's the Village Knack. Come out and visit. We need people that can donate time, donate money, whatever it may be, donate items. But it's just a really great place that I honestly can't believe that I get to serve there. that the Lord has called me to it. I'm so glad we said yes when he asked us. And it's just been such we've been out there for 2 years now, and it's just been amazing spiritual growth. And then my website for my music, brianwinfieldband.com, or catch my music on Spotify, iTunes, however you digest your music online. And hopefully I have some new music coming out soon, as soon as I can get into the studio and get them recorded. Very excited about getting those 2 songs recorded.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
y'all
for
for
coming.
having me.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Cool.